Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome to another episode of Draw With Jarius. Um, this is pretty much where the casually talking into the mic while something else is going on and that you're watching. And that something is my studies from uh, Xiao Ming from one of his tutorials. Um, I really like that his tutorial was basically about how to draw the torso, or just the simple way of going about it, uh, like the structural and or the observational methods, and uh, his way about that really spoke to me because uh, when I first started, it's like that's pretty much what I was doing, observing, and I didn't even realize it because so much structure and uh, a lot of technicalities when it comes to drawing, and I really wanted to practice that. So yes, that is what's going on in the background. Uh, so there are a few things that I have that would be uh, good for talking about. And the first thing is that if you can tell, I have a new mic. Um, it just came in a couple of days ago, and I wanted to get a kick in uh, the mic that I originally have that I'll still be using. Um, is one of those plugins, and didn't much work for when you would try to plug it into the Mac. It wouldn't read it, unfortunately. Uh, so yeah, I got this new bike, and I'm probably going to be using it for doing voiceovers like these. It feels much more refreshing because I just have it in front of me and I just talk into it. So yes. Um, Another thing is that um, I recently finished the third season for my what's it called again? Um, the Ancient Magus's Bride. Um, I didn't know that there was a third season. Um, and when I first discovered it, I was like, "All right, we're gonna binge this." And so that's what we did. I really love that anime. It was it's very funny and captivating storytelling. Really like the storytelling that has. It's very nice. It's like being active as far as watching anime hasn't been much active uh, for me. Uh, it may sound strange to say this, but I actually feel pretty fulfilled when it comes to anime. as far as watching it, because I've already watched my favorite anime, and I've like seen it end. Like the series is officially over, uh, and it's Karake Jozu no Takagi-san. Very fun anime. It's cutesy and story is like very creative. And when it ended, it's like, wow, well, what now? Like and the funny thing is, like, it was the first show that I watched, and right off the bat, I was like, wow, all right, so that's like I'm so in love with this, and then of course it was I think that anime was like a 2020, and that's like right around the time when I actually got back into uh, drawing and um, really dove into anime itself because I didn't necessarily grew up with it. So yeah, that's when I would watch like My Hero Academia, Railgun, uh, like pretty much the big uh, animes in that time. Oh, My Dress Up Darling, yes, that's another one. I also would like to get more involved in the YouTube. Hence why I wanted to get a new microphone because, like I said earlier, the original one that I have is a plug-in, so I basically have to have my camera on in order to record into it. And that isn't so quick and simple, but when it comes to this microphone, it is. Uh, the one problem that is with this microphone is that if you haven't told already, there's a bit of an echo. Um, may not be too noticeable. I hope not, but it is there. Um, this microphone it has that uh, echo setting to it, which is weird because I actually have it all the way down, but it's still there for some reason. Mm. But you know what? That's okay. Um, I I'm not looking to have all the best equipment right now. Just to get the foot started and the ground running. That's what it is right now, at least. Then we can build it up into something great. Um, and that's basically what I'm having to look forward to in these next coming months because things are going to be changing for sure. Um, like I really want to grind on the YouTube and um, like seriously go into greater depths with my art and growth with it because there is a lot uh, to do. like, I'm really excited about it. Like there is no ceiling to what we have in store. So that's what is really fun to it. Like um, like with my ideas and like really pushing my creativity in my brain. um, that being said, it reminds me. I did. I have been practicing on the Toon Link art style as of late. Like really focusing on that because what I would like to do is incorporate that into some thumbnails. Like uh, really have fun with that. It's a style that is uh, simple yet effective. Because, I mean, if I was to just use, my traditional art style, it for thumbnails, it realistically doesn't make sense as far as the productivity is concerned. Because that basically means every thumbnail is an art piece. Uh, Whereas if I just did the Toon Link art style like that, then it uh makes more sense to do it in that way because I can just have a quick sketch over it and then just do trace some the over that sketch and get that basic coloring in and bing bada boom, we're done. So yes, and like that's another thing, like coming up with the idea for the thumbnail as far as the posing is concerned. That's when it really gonna get the juices flowing, the creative juices flowing. Um, so yeah, I really do want to have a better feel for it. Like I know the more I do it, the better I'm gonna get at it. So that's the comforting thing to know. Um, and also it's just something that is one of the things that no amount of videos is gonna that I watch is gonna help. And like I was watching this one uh guy and he was really speaking to me. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. I'll have to uh edit it in after I'm done here. Um, but he's really like what he says really makes sense to me. Like in one of his videos, he is talking about like getting lost in what to do and like it's like figuring out what you're gonna do. Like you just gotta get lost. Like not gonna not gonna have like it all figured out. You don't have to have it all figured out. And it's like I really needed to hear that because um, I really fight against like the perfectionist kind of mindset because yeah, I mean, I want to have videos that are great, and like same thing with my art. Like I want to have it be like no error. Like um, it's like that's the thing that I have to constantly remind myself that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be my best. So yeah, I really like these uh, talking for an hour or two because there are going to be pauses for sure. Um, a lot of people can just get rid of the communication setting and then just talk for so long with no pauses, which is like be great at communicating. Um, I myself, like when it comes to in that regard, it's still getting better with that. Um, like it's been a real journey as far as my self development is concerned. Uh, I'm not sure if I already talked about this already, but in school, I actually had what you would call a shadow, and it's basically like a student teacher to help you out with um, traditional and basic things. So like, I really was like um, Comey from Comey Can't Communicate in that anime. It was really such a funny thing to see that because that really was me when I was in elementary, like forming the basic uh, phrases or saying them. It was uh, difficult to me, like to the traditional person. It may not make sense. And I really must thank you guys who have been patient, really, just as an overall uh, statement, because it's like it's very freeing when you come across people that you can just be yourself with and uh, not have to feel like you're uh, constantly uh, having to keep up, so to speak. Like, uh, I had friends in school that uh, I could just be myself with, and they were patient with it, and I had fun with them. Like, um, the same thing. Like when it came to the student teachers, like when I didn't understand like the assignments or like how to talk and approach people, they would help me out with that, and uh, I would uh, essentially adapt to that, like um, try and figure that out for myself. Uh, there was this, You may think of me as villainous after I say this, but there was this one time uh, in elementary when let's see, how to say this. I'm trying to remember it too. There was this girl in elementary, and she was a bully, and when it came to me, I didn't understand like that concept of being mean to someone else. I was like, I didn't understand it. So then it's like when uh she came over to me and she made fun of my student teacher. That's when it like I got like flames boiling up in me, and I basically, well, no, basically, I straight up called her a lesbian. I called her a lesbian, and she in that time in age, it was like an insult, suppose. Uh, and she went around crying, and uh, to me it was like, why would I feel bad about that? But then my coach, and this was during recess. Uh, she heard about it, and uh, she sent me to the corner, to detention, if you will, where I sat alone during the recess. Um, and my student teacher came around, and she was like, "What are you doing over here?" Like she was shocked. Um, in school, I was a pretty good, not to be braggadocious, of course, but yeah, I was pretty reserved and uh, a positive kid, and when she saw that, she was really shook, um, and I was pretty shook when it came to telling her, because like I didn't want to tell her that, like it was mean, uh, but yeah, we sat down, and um, I was telling her that, and she went on to tell me like, you, you don't want to be mean to people who are mean to you. And I was like, why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't understand that. And she was saying how like uh, when you're mean to people who are mean to you, it doesn't make it right. Um, like yeah, I had trouble uh learning that, and um it was clear that she cared um, about me, and that she wasn't like, "Oh yeah, Jarius, you're so right." Like, no, she wanted the best for me, and she had wanted me to go and apologize to the girl that I had called that, and that's the key thing. She wanted me to go up there and apologize, and I was like, "Well, I don't know if I can do that. That's something that I had to go up there myself." And I mean, that point in time, it was very difficult for me to like function to do anything myself, like especially with the talking. Like I'm not sure how to uh, like explain it like in a way that can be like make sense. Like yeah, but anyway, like yeah, I towards the end of recess, I she was beside me. Well, not beside me, the teacher. She was, just far away, and she was there for like the emotional support, uh, so to speak, because it was like scary. Like I felt like needles being pressed against my head when it would come to talking to people, and at times it still is like that, but it's definitely not as much. But anyway, yeah, like I went up to her and I apologized. I just told her that I said those things because of what she said, and I did not like that. So anyway, the girl, uh, she accepted the apology. She's like she apologized too. She was jealous of the student teacher with how beautiful she was, and yes, I could agree with that. um, like when it came to my student teacher, I just remember being uh like in awe of her. It's like, oh my gosh, like I kind of like her. I'm not gonna lie. I liked her, yeah. So it was a very fun time with her. That fourth grade, it was very fun. Um, very learning experience for me in that time. And then onward from there, I don't believe I had a student teacher. Or I mean, I did, but not like a shadow that would be beside me. From then on, it was pretty, uh, what's the word to say it? Like, optional, basically, I think. But, yeah, that's my little story there. We got 30 more minutes. Oh, um, not that I am not liking this. I do like this. Um, get better at it. Um, I'm definitely not here to force it either, for sure. So if I'm pauses, that doesn't mean that I don't want to talk. That just means I'm trying to piece together on what to talk about next. Oh, yes. I could talk about my Pinterest sketches and how that started. Um, so, if you're not aware, uh, Pinterest is very resourceful in its references. Um, it's very nice and uh, freeing, that website. But as far as how it started, uh, so uh, I draw my original character um, from time to time, and as well as some fan arts. But I also wanted something else that could be uh, a part of the norm, so to speak. Uh, and when it comes to Pinterest, because Pinterest has always been there, but I was like, there are so many references that I can only draw. There's only so many references that I can draw my OC in, where there's just in general references that's like, oh my gosh, I want to draw that. Um, and that's when I was like, you know what, let me just make this a thing. I'll call it Pinterest Sketches. And it took off from there. Uh, I will say, though, that Pinterest has been uh, weird. Like, as far as, like, the, how to say it? Like, the reports and all that. Like, it's been really weird because I want to understand, but um, it's been really uh, silly as far as its reports go. Like, um, I can understand. Oh, excuse me. Like, I can understand like it getting reported because a lot of the well, not a lot of the references, but some of the references I do, they are a bit um I don't even want to say not safe for work. It's just it has element like feet example for example. Like I save reference feet references, to practice feet, and Pinterest sees that as adult content and uh, reports it. And try as I may, I found that I still get reported. Like uh, I made the boards private. I've like even with the boards private, I still get reported. Have gotten reports, and I just was like, okay, let me just make my account private. And yeah, that has worked for sure, but it's still, you know, here and there getting reports. It's very small, but it is still there. And I'm like, okay, because I've already gotten my account uh, suspended once, that I couldn't use it. And I was like, okay, so this is happening. And I basically couldn't access anything that I saved, because it was all under Princess. So it was like, oh, well, crap. um, so it was like, well, what can I do from here? Because, Pinterest is such a great database, but the people like running it are like, well, not even people, honestly. I can understand it because, like, Pinterest is not all for art, like, how to say this? It's not art oriented. It's just like, a database. Like, it's meant for all kinds of things, not just one thing. And uh, that's like the matter of interpretation, because like you could say that, okay, this is for uh, reference for my drawing. And then you could say another that is for uh, uh, malicious intention, or like sus, essentially, basically. um, but yeah, I mean, I that's something that I'm trying to find a workaround to, because I mean, I love Pinterest. It's been a very fun uh, resource, but it's like, if it's gonna be like such a nitpicker, then I may have to find something else, another resource. And then, what am I gonna call these Pinterest sketches? Uh, like, I'm gonna have to figure out a new name for it if I'm just gonna branch off from Pinterest altogether. Like, I wouldn't know what to call it. Like, maybe just sketches. I mean, that seems pretty bland. I don't know. um. So yeah, I'd have to figure out a new name for that if I decided to walk away from Pinterest, which I most likely will. Like, if I find something that is like great for references, that is art oriented, and that isn't going to report me, then I mean, yeah, let's go for it. But yeah, that's how it is with the situation on Pinterest. There, I mean, I love it, but it's strict. Or even then, like, it feels like it's run by bots sometimes. Very weird. But yeah. Another thing too, like when it comes to like iPhones and Androids and Macs, like, as far as the sharing them is concerned, it's like, man, like, I love Android. I definitely would put Android over iPhone myself. Like, uh, the uh, the way it's stored, like, um, or like the interface, I like. And I'm sorry, I just got up. I even got up. I just got out of the shower actually. But yeah, like, the interface of Android, it feels um more uh compatible to me. As I guess like it's like with like with the iPhone. Um, it I mean it's nice too. Maybe it's just because I've like grown up with Android for so long that I'm having trouble like adapting to iPhone because I've only had an iPhone for like a year and then I lost it while I was taking my dog a bath. Maybe we'll talk about that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, uh, as far as like transferring uh, files and all that, because with iPhone and Mac, that's the thing I love about Mac that I would do Mac. I mean, iPhone over Android is that it's AirDrop. Like you could share files instantly, and um, that's where Android lacks. Because for example, when it comes to uh, sharing the Pinterest sketch videos for my TikToks or the YouTube Shorts, like all I'd have to do is just go to AirDrop and bam to my iPad and done deal. Like I don't have to. Because like here's the thing: if I have to share it from my Mac to my Android, I have to get a USB and connect it, uh, which isn't you know too hard either, but it's obviously like uh, more um, straightforward to share it from the Mac to the iPad because I just have to click a button and bam. Whereas sharing it with my Android, I have to take it out from my Android charger and plug it into the computer and then share it from there. Uh, it's just basically more convenient. So, yeah. Now, as far as how I lost my iPhone, now that is the unfortunate part there. Uh, it happened while I was giving my dog a bath. Uh, because she was dirty, and I had my shorts on, and my iPhone was in my pocket, and I didn't realize it. And when I got out, that's when I realized that oh shit, I've had my iPhone in my shorts this entire time, and suffice to say, my iPhone was soaked in water for that long. So yeah, it didn't turn on. Like I tried uh, storing it in rice, because long story short, rice helps with uh, phones drain up the water and all that. But no, that didn't work either. Um, so I basically had to get an Android because I mean, getting a new iPhone was just too much, and I wasn't. Um, my plan didn't offer the new iPhone yet. I lost it too soon. That yeah, I went into Android, the world of Android again, and sad of a transfer because again, like I grew up with Android, um, but now it's like, yeah, getting an iPhone is on the list of things that I want. Because it's like it's much more efficient for what I do now. But yeah, I still have my iPhone 5 actually. Like after so long, I still have it. Like I I still remember when the days of Flappy Bird started and I got it. And I was playing it. Yeah, I still remember that in school. Um, I think that iPhone was the first iPhone I got. I had it for quite a long time, and then after that iPhone, it was the iPhone that I had lost, unfortunately. But yeah, I really uh like how uh YouTube has been such a resource of learning to me. Like you're seeing right now, I been on the binge as far as uh learning how to draw and just uh I basically finding new ways to go about things and not be so compact on how to do it. Um, I it's such a blessing, honestly. Like um, I haven't gone to college. Like when I graduated high school, like I knew one thing was for certain is that college was not for me. um, for a variety of reasons. Like um, I remember I was uh talking with a friend, and he was saying how like in college you are in a huge environment with like all many other students, and you just in the class for hours, um, listening to the professor speak, and I'm like, bro, there's no way I could do that. No, there's no way I would have been able to do that. Because here's the thing, like, when it came to school, like, I was already, like, struggling to, like, understand what the teacher, like, properly absorb, if you will, like, what they're saying and, like, really, like, process it, because it's like, um, it took me time. It took me longer to grasp something than somebody else would, So it's like when it would come to the idea of college, that's like where it was. I'm not too so sure, because it's um when you, like being in an environment like that, that's when it's like, okay, so you're not the only one here, right? Like, um, yeah, I mean, I I can't, not sure what else to say as far as that. Like, it just wouldn't work for me because I genuinely need at times to process things. Like, yeah, I mean, like another thing too, like my attention span has been an improvement. Like, yeah, like to go on for hours. Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. Like, kudos to you guys who are in college and are knocking it out. Like, that's awesome. Like, it may seem small to you, but for me, it's like that's pretty awesome. Like, you're multitasking and really focused. Like, understanding multiple things at once. That's something that is a great skill, and that I'm fine tuning on to get better at. I mean, like, even like just talking and drawing, that is in itself something that I'm getting better at, because it's like drawing already takes focus, and talking. Now that takes some focus too, and then doing it at the same time, you know. Um, but that's where the beauty is, because the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. It's just as anything else. I mean, um, I wanted to ride a bicycle. I saw that it could be really fun, and my neighborhood has trails, and I was like, I want to ride a bicycle. It looks fun. It would be fun, and like, um, I couldn't get like the send off. I couldn't even send off. Like, I would always trample on myself. But I mean, I kept going at it and kept wanting to like understand why I was failing at it. Like, I was persistent with it because it's like I was determined to figure it out, and because it was, I knew it would be fun, and like it was like fun, like that feeling of figuring it out and actually like riding the bike, because yeah, I did ride the bike, and I was able to move, and I was able to travel, and it's like that feeling was just wonderful. I mean, because I was finally like able to do it. Like, the fruits of my labor were there. Like it finally paid off. Like, and I mean, put simply, like what may seem like a small step for you is a big step for me. Like it's like I really appreciate like that I get to make these steps to begin with, you know. That's um something that I love too, because vice versa is also true. Like, what's a small step for me could be a small step for somebody, or a big step for somebody else. um, like, there have been many times where I have done things that no one else has done, and they're like, "Wow, that's crazy!" Like, it's like when that happens, it's like I get reminded that like everyone has their own form of challenges and obstacles and experiences, and we're not all cut from the same cloth, basically. Like, and that's like where I'm at right now, really. Even with these, doing these videos, like, um, talking and like really pushing my focus and being determined to see it through. Like, what I want from YouTube is to uh, journalize uh, my journalize my journey. Yeah, my journey with art. Like, because it's like I love drawing, and it's been a real personal to me. Um, it's like what I would also love to do with YouTube is have it be a source of growth for other people, and like a joy for them too. Because drawing is fun, and it gives me an opportunity to uh, build on myself too. Because like now I'm having to talk and uh, express myself. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I have. Um, but yeah, that's gonna conclude it for this one, though. Thank you for watching and uh, listening in. Um, yeah, you guys have a good rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.